I'm Wes Forsythe. Ghost Talk.
Welcome to the Friday edition of Ghost Talk, the most active paranormal show on YouTube. Aaron G. Thompson, your host, and I'm here with two of the most wonderful Ghost Crier members out there. This
Travis
and
Shepard.
that.
Okay, this and that. Okay, this Travis Shepard and
That, Lindsay Doyle.
there you go.
Yay! Try something there, we'll see what it looks like.
Thing one and thing two.
Thing one and thing two.
What's that from? The
Please help out Travis. In the comment section, put your favorite Dr. Seuss quote, but make it put a little paranormal twist to it. Be creative.
your favorite Dr. Seuss suit, Barbaloot.
Whoa! Wow. Okay. Getting schooled over here. Speaking of getting schooled, Tasha's mother. She says, "What time of year is most active for paranormal activity?" Well, there's a lot that really goes into this. Great question, by the way. And if anyone wants to write us a question, throw it out to us on any social space, or you can go to GhostTalk@ghostcrier.com. It's an email. Send it. We'll definitely get on the show and answer. But yeah, definitely a good question, and it's been debated. It's still being debated, honestly. I mean, everyone has their theories and their ideas. You ask one group, they're going to be certain that it's this. You're going to ask the other group, they're going to be certain that it's that. Lindsay, the most activity, happens, or what part of the year do you think that happens at?
I used to think that it would have been more around Halloween time during the fall season.
And people, there's a group, that do believe there's more activity spiked up in that.
Right. It's said at that time, and it's not just here in the United States. It's all around the world and in different cultures that with the fall solstice and also with you have the Day of the Dead,
Right.
All Hallows Eve, things like that. So a lot of people would say that those are the days when that barrier between the living and the dead is broke down.
Okay.
We, in our house, we still do that. We still put out food on Halloween. We put out food for the dead. We've had many family members who passed away. We still put out our candles to lead them home.
Right.
So we still do that. But honestly, I would have to say that there isn't a designated time of year when paranormal activity is spiked more or less. I would have to say that it depends more on who you are, what kind of energy you put out, what kind of energy you draw in, and I think it will be different from person to person and from culture to culture, depending on what you believe in and what you practice.
Because it's really the unpredictable nature of the behavior anyways, and this is why it can't be kind of tagged down with science. So if, let's say, that moon is closer, and the tides are higher, so the water's up, and you get excellent reaction, excellent paranormal experience wherever you're at. Well, the next time it happens, the next year, try doing the same thing, you get absolutely nothing. Right. Is it coincidental? And a lot of people, do swear at different, times of years or positions of the stars, moons, or whatever the case may be. And it's funny that you mentioned kind of Day of the Dead and those type of celebrations. I did know an individual with his belief system. He had a shrine to his higher being who he prays to, and he would always put tequila out on the shrine. And he swore to me that the tequila would be drank by his god or goddess. I'm a science guy, so I do understand evaporation. Right. I can't say the word, but I do understand it at least. So, it's just funny though, because I'm not going to say that he's wrong, and I would never say that he's wrong, because it's not my place to really approach him like that. I think he does have to own that, and his reality and perception is reality. But you go back to that perception as reality, and what you said, it's different for everyone and different for The moods, the time of day, because you get some ghost hunters that only hunt in the daytime because they swear that's the best. I've had a lot of activity in the daytime, but with this being so unpredictable of a field, it's so hard to pinpoint an exact. I don't have an exact day, time frame, and maybe shame on me for not keeping a list and figuring it out. But it's, again, you have to go to the same place, same time, same techniques consistently. We're able to pull back that documentation and be able to see positive reads. It's not an easy task to do. Travis, do you think that there would be, or have you heard of any in particular times of the season year that's more active?
Well, all I know is everyone is concerned with ensuring a bountiful harvest. So let's just get out there and placate those demons. Okay, and it's been working for years.
Good.
I honestly don't know. My first thought was, solstice or equinox.
We can't
Right?
speak words, but we know them.
But then you were talking about the moon being closer to the Earth. We just had a super moon a couple weeks ago.
Oh, super.
And you know what happened to me? I was watching the super moon rise. I was listening to some music in my car.
Super moon rising.
No, not that. It was actually Le Voyage dans les Lunes. That's my awesome French.
Fancy.
Yeah.
Okay.
And by a band called Air.
For our
And then
French fans.
And then my car died. Was it spirits, or was it the fact that going on 6 years without replacing that battery in my car?
It's the battery.
Yeah,
I think it's
the
paranormal,
battery.
actually.
I'd like to think it was paranormal because it's pretty cool watching the moon and
Right.
listening to the French band and whatever.
I do think there are, and it sounds funny, but I feel like coincidences that happen. I don't know. I feel sometimes they do happen for a reason. I'm not a superstitious person by any means, by any stretch of the imagination, but just some things in my life happened, and I look, I'm like, why did this happen? I don't know. I mean, I don't want to go too much into detail of that, but it's just, I feel there's something with that grid that we can't see, the invisible grid, that does play its role. And not to say that we have, a linear line, and it is what it's going to be. But I feel, sometimes energies get connected, and maybe get put in our heads, and things just happen because they need to happen, whatever the case may be. Again, though, with regarding activity, I'm not really sure if there's.
Would it just be more likely if you're in a place where something happened on the anniversary of that day? I mean, I was at the Rappahannock River in
Right.
Virginia, and I just remember just feeling this, I don't know, just this weird mood as the fog came over the Rappahannock, and this is where the Union was trying to attack the South,
Right.
and then the South ended up, it was actually a big victory for them, and I was just thinking, I was like, when exactly did this battle happen? And it just felt like it could have been, I could almost,
Right.
as
Almost be there.
yeah. This
I
is
think anniversaries can play a part in it,
I was almost expecting, like I'm not saying I saw anything, but I'm
right.
almost expecting like out from the fog, to come and just like the town was deadly quiet and I don't know.
There's a third kind of haunting called a warp haunting, and it's the most rarest form. It really just puts you in kind of a bubble scenario, like you're walking into the past in a sense. As an example, you are staying, at a nice hotel. You go to enter your room or whatever the case may be, and when you enter it, you literally enter the hotel as it was back in 1923. And everyone who's in the room or dressed like that time, you look like the ghost. It's almost Portal-ish, but then again, the matrix, the grid, whatever you want to call it, the network, kind of fades back into our reality, and then everything's normal again. Mm-hmm. Well, with the warped haunting, there can be an audio version of that, I feel, and I never even thought of that until really recently. I was talking at a convention, and I mentioned warp, and a lot of people never heard of it, and one person expressed that she actually has been a part of it. And I mean, that's cool. I mean, that's very personal. Then I started thinking, I did have a scenario like that. Not so visual, more audio. I was at an old historical island, historical location, and I was walking around, probably 1 in the morning, because that's what you do, right? When you're in historical locations and you're a paranormal investigator. Why not? So I was walking around and I saw a cemetery. And when I walked in the cemetery, mind you, it was 1 in the morning, I heard like pop, 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 pop. Like gunfire, right? And honestly, at the job that I worked at the time, I fired cannons, when I was there. It was like the best job ever. And I was familiar with what that sound, was. Cannon fire, and it was strange because it was 1 o'clock. I mean, fireworkish. And I'm like, well, maybe there's fireworks. Why is anyone firing off fireworks at 1 in the morning? So I backed up out of the cemetery, and the people that were standing outside still, they thought I was going crazy. They didn't hear anything. I stepped out, and I didn't hear anything anymore. So I asked them to go in. They walked in. They started hearing it. I took 1 step, like there was this line. I took 1 step in. I started hearing it again, very active. Stepped out, heard nothing. It was the damnedest thing. I was experienced, by multiple people. Maybe there can be like those bubbles that could have potentially destroyed your car. And that's where I'm going with the story. The supermoon in the car.
Let's back up a second. You got paid to fire cannons? Like seriously, you're either like, oh yeah, well we got a job in Washington. No, not interested in dishes. No.
I was a historical interpreter. I did a presentation in front of the governor a couple times. They switched governors in the 2 years I worked there. So
Jennifer Granholm?
Yes. Well, that was Michigan.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
She's from Canada.
Or Canadian viewers out there.
Yeah.
So it was like the coolest job ever. I just woke up, had coffee, put on my gear, fired cannons and rifles.
Sweet.
Be jealous.
Very jealous.
And where was that at?
That was at Fort Mackinac Island, Michigan, Travis.
Yeah, and if you want to look that up, it's spelled like Mackinac Island, but it's pronounced
Mackinac. It's because the French originally took over the island and they spelled it Mackinac, it looks like. While since it was pronounced Mackinac, of course the English settlers decided, well, we really like the name of the island, so we're going to put a city right outside of it. That sounds smart. So they named it, of course, Mackinac City. How you think it would be spelled? With a W at the end.
Yes.
That is weird, actually.
Wow.
Stay uniform, guys. Come on. Guess pride.
Giving us a history lesson. Wow.
Fun stuff, guys. I loved it. It was a good
That
time.
is. I've never been up there. Man, I want to go.
Oh, one of my favorite places, honestly. We do have another question from Tasha. What would we be doing if we were not paranormal investigators?
That's pretty easy.
I'll start.
Okay.
I'll start. Probably be watching Netflix right now.
I was going to say I'd be eating fajitas.
You'd be eating fajitas?
They're delicious.
I'd be riding a horse on Mackinac Island.
Now I'm mad that I kept you here. We should be doing this on Mackinac Island.
Yes.
Of course, we do want to make this, into a career, which is bold to say. But patreon.com/Ghost Crier is a way to really fund us and support us if you feel that we are of value to you. And, hopefully by September 2018, we do have a big enough push where I'm able to proceed full time and soon after start having, these awesome people here join me full time. That's what we want to do. So we do want to do this as a career. Let's theoretically say, Tasha, we're in 2020. We'd be balling right now. We have gold chains. The lighting's perfect. And we have swoop-in cameras, full studio. It's not going to be like that, guys. But let's say we're full-time, professional paranormal investigators. Awesome. Now, to address your question, what would we be doing if we weren't full-time professional paranormal investigators? Work-wise, would probably be working at a training department, at an office, training new classes. I like training. It's something I've done. I enjoy that. It'll definitely be office work. I would be doing. That's my skills. This is depressing.
Would that be your dream job too?
No. Paranormal investigating is my dream job,
Is your
guys.
dream
If you want
job.
my dreams to
There you
come
go.
true, go to www.patreon.com/Ghost Crier. Dreams do come true. Disney.
When you wish
you
upon
wish.
a star.
Synergy. So you guys didn't answer this hypothetical question, did you? We'll go through.
Oh, well, go with that.
Go ahead.
This and
Oh,
that.
okay, that'll go. That'll do.
Same time.
Okay, so realistically, I work for the military, I have kids, and I love to work out. If I wasn't doing that,
Be yelling at your kids.
yeah, that too. That is reality.
Yep.
That's reality right there. But if the paranormal wasn't in my life and I wasn't in the military, I'd probably have a career somewhere, definitely in the athletics area, track and field,
Okay.
cross country, professional wise, because that's where one of my passions lies, is just the physical activity.
Cool.
So yeah.
Cool.
Well, I might be a history teacher, hypothetically. Or if I got that out of my system, I'd really like to buckle down and make documentaries.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
About, mainly historical things, but I've got some
right.
ideas for other,
Nice.
other more current things going on. So that's kind of a passion of mine. Is you'd find me, if I wasn't here right now, I'd be watching a documentary probably.
That's awesome. I love it.
Now I feel like I answered the question wrong. I'm like, I'll just be in the office if I wasn't doing this. Well, this is a dream job, guys. So there's nothing else. There's nothing else I could be doing other than this. It's reality. We're done, guys. Go home, go to sleep, enjoy your weekend.
Fajitas. Yay.
Documentaries.
Instagram. Link below. Yay! Ghost achievement. Activated.
Smack your fingers.
Slam the door. You're shaking, scared. Live your life with so much fear. Wipe your eyes, hide your tears. Stop. Let me make this clear. This about you and me. No blind mutiny. Only para unity. Together we will see. Peace.